Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the week of January 10th. Now Sag, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Sag, I do not offer personal readings, so please do not get scammed. If you get a message from someone, that's not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please keep that in mind. And if you'd like to get to know me more, I do exclusive content on my Instagram, so definitely give me a follow there. But I thought I'd switch it up here for this week and do a Celtic cross. So, yes, now a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and so if you watch my content regularly and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. I see some of you have definitely been subscribing since I've started asking in that way, and I do appreciate that very much. But let me make sure everything's in view, and we'll take 3 cards here to clarify as we go along. It's the first time you're watching me, please do consider hitting subscribe as well. I do weekly content and monthly updates. So, energy on the bottom, you have the Queen of Wands. So this could be you showing up here, Sagittarius. This is a very good sign just in general to get, as far as I'm concerned, with the Queen of Wands. There are kind of 2 ways you can go with it though, but I'm going to stick to the positive in this case. The Queen of Wands here is somebody who's extremely attractive in their life. And this is not just in the romantic or the physical sense of the word, attraction. No. This is somebody who is always having opportunities come their way because they exude passion and confidence. And the Queen of Wands is capable of doing so many things in their life. They are capable of handling and juggling all the tasks and the priorities. And with that, they not only do they attract a lot of opportunities, but they connect on a lot of different things. Also somebody who's extremely courageous, the Queen of Wands. And so you may be attracting at this time. And I would just say, take note of what you are attracting. Ask yourself if it's something that you do want in your life, because it can be yours here with the Queen of Wands, absolutely. And the ace and double aces actually here in the future. And so the question is, do you want this thing in your life because it's coming in? I think is the question. The question is, do you actually want this? Is what I'm feeling here. Yeah, so I don't feel like you're overloaded. I don't feel like you're overwhelmed. I don't feel like there's too much on your plate. I don't think you have too much I think you can handle everything that you have right now. And so I definitely like to see that, because that's another thing with the Queen of Wands. But it definitely looks like you have opportunities. So right away in the middle, you have the 6 of Wands. This is your current situation. The 6 of Wands is an incredibly good card. This is the second win in the suit of Wands, and so it talks about a big victory coming into your life because you've exceeded expectations. You've also triumphed over the challenge, the conflict, and the struggle of the 5 of Wands, and now here you are. And so when you get the 6 of Wands, it talks about some sort of major victory coming into your life. A very good sign. It can also represent public recognition of in some ways. You know, that could certainly be the case with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is absolutely not afraid of the spotlight, being in front of people, anything like that. But I really see you exceeding expectations here. It may be that you did put a lot on your plate, but you got it all done. Like, you did everything that you needed to do, and that may be really carrying you forward here. Now, you also, in your problem position, you have the Page of Pentacles. So this is interesting because the Page of Pentacles is a card of good prospects. Okay, and the thing about the Page of Pentacles is this can be prospects. It's typically in the material life, in your material life, but for me, I always like to extend it out to really anything, because the material is, the earth and the material sides of life bleed into everything. And that's kind of the way that I like to approach the Page of Pentacles. This can represent like some sort of news of like financial new beginnings, or getting into a school that you've wanted, getting into a home that you've wanted, anything in the material, right? Or it can just mean good news generally. I like to stick with good news, good prospects with the Page of Pentacles. And so with that, in the problem position, the thing is, I don't think your prospects are bad. I think you have choices to make. I think you have lots of opportunities. And I think for you, it's sticking to your intuition, Sag, which you have a very deep well of intuition as a Sagittarius person, and picking the right prospect for you that's going to lead to you into your destiny, into your best path here. Now, in the past, you have the Hermit. This is the path of the sage. Okay, they are walking on the path of the sage here, as you see. And this sage, we'll call the Hermit, is traveling the universe or the cosmos here for answers. And they're really alone on their journey, because at the end of the day, the Hermit discovers that the answers to any question really do lie within. And so for some of you here, you're really tapping into the inner awareness, into the inner knowledge, which again, you have an extremely deep well of that, Sagittarius. And tapping into that to cipher out the good and the bad prospects here. And yeah, that's what I'm getting. Sifting the good from the bad here is what I'm seeing. And I do think you're quite capable and willing and able to do that with the Queen of Wands. Now in the future, you have the Knight of Swords. This Knight here, this is a call to action in your life. This is seizing the opportunity, seizing the day, okay? And so what I see happening here, Knights can represent events in the tarot. It's a court card, so it could also represent a part of yourself, in which case do not be impulsive. It's great to be spontaneous. It's not great to be impulsive. Impulsivity leads you to bad results. Spontaneity leads you into things that you can't even imagine. It's like amazing energy when you're spontaneously working with the universe. But what I see going on here is there's an event coming in, and I get the sense that some of you are going to get an intuitive understanding or an intuitive hit about a prospect or an opportunity here, and you'll want to follow that, okay? Take note of when your energy soars when this event happens, because that probably means that you're on the right path, okay? And remember, the answer probably is not going to come from external. The answer is probably going to come from within. You have to wait for this opportunity and strike while the iron is hot, like the Knight of Swords does. Now, in your conscious awareness on your thoughts here, what is on your mind? You have the Chariot, which is an incredibly good card. Maybe travel by vehicle, travel by short distance travel, or just maybe some sort of like road trip or something. You may be moving across states, or you may be moving to a new city or something like that here. That could be on your mind. But on a much larger level, the Chariot is a major victory, bigger than the Six of Wands, because it's a court card that comes about through self-discipline. Okay, so you have put in the work, you've put in the energy, you've done the effort, and now you're rewarded. And so with that, you can say the Chariot is this idea of as above, so below. Okay, as you put in the work, you are rewarded. And it's a very, very good card here. Now you also have this Death card, which is in this subconscious awareness in the lower row here. So what you can't see is that there is a change coming. Okay, now a lot of people are afraid of this card. This is the most misunderstood card in the tarot. This is truly just Scorpio energy. Okay, Scorpio is a sign of transformation, and the Death card talks about change and transformation coming into your life. Yes, it can be challenging. Change is not easy. Change is difficult. Many people have problems with change, okay? And so there may be change coming in, but ultimately the Death card leads you to the Temperance card, which is healing, renewal, alchemy, moderation, patience, balance. All good things come as a result of change. And so embrace the change at this point. Do not swim upstream. Swim with the current. Now, looking ahead here in your staff, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you have the King of Pentacles. Okay? This is somebody who achieves a high status. This is someone who is wealthy. This is someone who is well-to-do. You can see that they're sitting on the gold crown. On the gold chair, they have a gold crown. And they've achieved these sorts of luxuries, this high status, by sticking to their routines. King of Pentacles has extremely good habits, and they use those habits to be successful in the material realm. And so for some of you here, you're instilling good habits as you roll into the new year, which, by the way, Happy New Year to you. Welcome to 2022. I forgot to say that. But So some of you here are maybe looking to rise up in the ranks in your job, but the way that that's happening is by really looking at your habits and your routines here and making positive changes in those areas with this death card. Now in your external awareness, I really like to see this, or in your external situation, you have the Ace of Wands. So the external is what happens outside of you. You can't control the external. This one you can control, your habits, right? You can't, because that's your influence. This is the external influence. So the Ace of Wands is my favorite card. This is passionate new beginnings. This is, if there was ever a card for starting a business or a side hustle or an enterprise, it's the Ace of Wands. There's no better card for that. But for you, it may be just starting something in your life in any sort of life area. This could be an exercise program. It could be a move. Some of you might be moving with the Knight and the Chariot. This could also be, a new relationship. I don't see relationship energy here very much, but anything, I'm feeling like anything that's new here. I think some of you, I don't know if it's about jobs. If I feel like instead of moving to a job, I do feel like maybe some of you are rising up the ranks in your job, or you're starting something on your own, like you're starting on the side, something on the side. In your hopes and fears here, you have the Ace of Swords. So we have double aces, always a great sign in a tarot reading. So you're maybe hoping for you're hoping for some sort of breakthrough. The idea here with the Ace of Swords is the clouds are clearing in the background, making way for a breakthrough, making way for you to connect on an idea, communicate on thoughts, do something like that. And so I do feel like some of you are hoping to have this, there's this energy of you striking with the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords that I'm picking up on. And don't allow your fear to pull you away from that situation from happening, because it looks like it will happen here. So just continue affirming that, because there's something that you're hitting on here for sure. Now, in the outcome, happy ending here, okay? This is the 10 of Cups. This is all 10 cups overflowing. The feeling of having total joy. This is a windfall of emotions, a windfall of happiness in good situations in your life. It's one of the most positive cards to get in the tarot, one of the happiest cards to get. And it says you've gone through the entire suit of cups, and you're now given like a sort of a dream situation here, a dream scenario. I always do like to say that the people on this bench own the home behind them. And so I do associate this with real estate, or even more broadly shared resources, because the 10 of Cups is a card of family as well. So some of you may be having a nice family situation. Some of you may be moving closer to family or something like this. But I think more broadly, some of you are looking for emotional abundance here as well, where it may mean that like some of you are just like whatever opportunity you're looking to hit on here, it's going to be, or connect on, it's going to be, the emotional part of this opportunity is going to be important for you. Like, will it increase your happiness? I think is the outcome here. So let's go ahead and clarify this situation and see what we get. Okay, love this energy here. You have the Star. So I was expecting to see this, I don't know why, but I was talking about dream life with the 10 of Cups. This is your dream come true. Okay, this is the a wish granted. The stars represents wishes in the tarot, but there are so many meanings with the star. It's becoming one of my favorite cards. I have a lot of favorites, if you can't tell, Ace of Wands being one as well. But this person here is sitting in healing waters of renewal. And so if you've been nursing an injury or an illness, it's definitely a very good sign for that. But if you've also been sort of consciously trying to manifest a wish into existence, here it is. This comes after the upheaval of not the Death card, but the Tower. And so, yeah, there's change coming in. You may not expect it, but ultimately, your wishes here are really coming through for you. You have the Eight of Swords, which is a card of mental imprisonment, being trapped in something. Fears may be getting in the way here. This card to me says that you are your own worst enemy, because this person has put themselves in this imprisonment. Each one of these swords represents one of their thoughts. And so the thing is, you have the key to get yourself out of it. It's just a matter of doing it. You also here have this Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration, joy, happiness, dancing, and having a good time, partying with other people's. You can see the three friends or the three sisters here partying above the cups. I'm not literally saying like go out and like do put yourself in danger or anything. But I am saying this is the element of like you celebrating in your life. It's a very good card. And so I get the sense that, yeah, some of you here are going to be extremely fulfilled and happy to start off this year. I have to tell you, this is a very good way to start off the year for you. So let's see what else we get here. Let's pull some additional messages here. Okay. Remain positive. Yeah, I think that's extremely important with this Ace of Swords here. If you believe, and it's up to you. So returning to what I said here in the beginning of this reading, in the beginning of this message, the problem is not attracting opportunities. Okay, you are attracting, you're like a super attractor here. Like you are attracting whatever you want at this time. The thing is for you is filtering out the good from the bad in terms of your prospects with it's up to you. And, you know, as a Sag person, I know a lot about Sag because I am a Sag rising and a Sag North Node in the first house. So it's a sign that I resonate with the most. And I have to tell you that it's extremely important to be an optimistic person as a Sagittarius. Okay, you have a special gift of intuition and optimism. And that's what I'm seeing come through here in the cards with remain positive if you believe, and it's up to you. Okay, so that's what I feel like. This opportunity is coming, and yeah, there's change, but they're also very good. It's like chapters beginning, right? So yeah, let's see what else we have here. Okay, so you have house, concern, gift, courtship, bad health, and imprisonment. Okay, well, so whenever you get a card like bad health and the star, to me it always says that there's something healing here for you. So obviously not medical advice, but to me it does suggest that if you've been nursing an injury and illness, or one of your loved ones is, the situation will ultimately work out. You know, anything can change, but yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Now we have this repeating message here of imprisonment with imprisonment and the Eight of Swords. I always say that this is mental imprisonment. This is not you being thrown in jail or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. There's something here around choice. Okay, it's around choice here, and you know, this may even be leading you to have a little bit of anxiety or ruminate over something with concern. And ultimately, again, remember, you are learning here at this time that the answer is within. And you know, at the end of the day, listening to your intuition is going to be extremely helpful for you. Courtship, distant horizons, courthouse. Yeah, somebody really wants to hire you, or you have like a ton of prospects in your life with courtship, like people really wanting you for something. And you know, the future looks bright here for you. There are good times ahead with this distant horizons and all of these opportunities. So yeah, some of you are moving. I see with the Chariot in the house. You do have a gift to share with the world as well. And look at this high honor. People really respect the work that you do. So love this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, drop a comment to let me know what you think, and check out my website, zanintuitive.com, to sign up for my email list. I'll see you in the next one.